the most anticipated fights of this decade.
It's gonna prove who the best fighter in the world is.
Errol is the most dangerous fighter in boxing.
When I see weakness, I go for the kill. I'm gonna win. It's simple.
When I had first started boxing, it was different. It was like I outlet it. Because I used to always street fight. Everybody used to go to my mom, your son was fighting. Mom used to always come to me, you better not be fighting. She ain't want me to box at all. I was like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? I was lost, so I'm like, I'm gonna box. I just knew I was gonna put my all into it. And I am. When I was young, I used to have to prove a point of who I was.
Frank Martin's power once again on display.
When I first started, you couldn't tell me I wasn't the toughest in the world.
And Meridias goes down!
This division is high and anything can happen right now. Everybody at 135 better stay on point. Ain't nobody got time to play because everybody that's in the mix is dogs. So they better be ready. I just want to go out this fight and I want to dominate. I ain't going to be nice. I ain't going to be the nice ghost. I'm going to be a problem come fight night. July 15th, I'm going to bring the dog out.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you to the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, and the Chelsea, here at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. I'm Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing. We like this venue. In fact, this is our second time this year that we've been here at the Chelsea. And you know, on Saturday, July 15th, we're back, and we're bringing you a triple header of fights brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. The main event, and it's a good one, in the lightweight division. The top lightweight contender. He's known as the Ghost. Frank Martin, unbeaten, 17-0, 12 knockouts. He takes on another unbeaten fighter, a man who was an Olympic bronze medalist, Artem Harutyunyan, and it is a WBC Lightweight Title Eliminator. In other words, the winner of this high-stakes fight all of a sudden steps right into the front of the line to challenge for a world title at 135 pounds. That will be the main event of the evening that comes your way. The co-main. It is another battle. This one at 140 pounds. And we have Elvis Rodriguez, 14-1-1. He takes on the former champion himself, the Iceman, Viktor Postol, 31-4, 12 knockouts. Another high-stakes fight because the winner, all of a sudden, his title chances awaken because they all of a sudden go to the front and try to battle at 140. A great division, a division filled with top fighters. And then we'll begin the night with the welterweight fight. This is something that we just added to the card. A welterweight fight, and we're featuring one of the top prospects at 147. Power, unbeaten, taking on another top prospect and a guy who wants to be known as a title contender. Freddy Rojas. Freddy is what they call him. 10-0, 10 knockouts. The kid hasn't been past the fourth round. No one he's faced has gone the distance with him. He will be taking on Mexico's Diego Sanchez. Diego, 19-2. 16 of his wins have come by knockout. Two heavy-handed young men looking to make their mark in the glamour division at welterweight. You might remember we had on this fight card Nonito Donaire, Alexandro Santiago. Well, that fight is now being moved to the Errol Spence, Bud Crawford undercard. That's a title fight. Of course, Donaire trying to make history, become the oldest at 40 to win a title at 118 pounds. If you think about it, only Showtime Championship Boxing, only the PBC are putting together fight cards from top to bottom. So that pay-per-view that comes your way in 2 weeks is going to be stacked. You've got the undisputed welterweight title, obviously, at the top. You've got Donaire now that's been added to the mix there. And now here, we've got this fight with Frank Martin in the main event. And now we've just added a 10-round welterweight fight featuring two of the top prospects in this division. The broadcast is going to come your way Saturday. This Saturday here from the Chelsea at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's 7 o'clock Pacific time. Again, 3 fights. They're being promoted by Man Down Promotions. Of course, that falls under Errol Spence Jr.'s company. TGB Promotions as well. Tickets. You can get your tickets through Ticketmaster.com. Again, Ticketmaster.com. Top to bottom, this is going to be one heck of a fight card. We're going to talk about some of these fights. By the way, Diego Sanchez, flight delays, but we'll be here in about an hour. So he'll miss this press conference, but obviously we'll be here and certainly will be at the weigh-in. Artem is completing his routine Nevada commission requirements. Unfortunately, this was the only time that Nevada slotted him for him. That's the only reason why Artem is not here to talk about this fight. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the first fight of the night because it's welterweights. It's 10 round, and it is Freddy Rojas. This is a special fight for Freddy. Not only is he making his national television debut, he's making his Showtime Championship boxing debut. So the world is getting a chance to see this up-and-comer, this young man, again, who has not gone past 4 rounds. So, Freddie, I'll start with you. You're taking on Diego Sanchez. He's knocked out 16 of the basically 21 people that he's faced. I guess the first question to you is, what does it feel like, A, to start the night on Showtime Championship Boxing and to have your national television debut on Showtime Championship Boxing?
First off, somebody pinch me because I think I'm dreaming, right? No, it's such a, I don't know, it's such a blessing to be on this card. Well, I got the phone call last night, and I'm not gonna lie, I was jumping around like a little girl. I was like, yes, yes. But I'm ecstatic. I mean, my whole life, him being a power puncher stuff, it doesn't mean nothing to me. I mean, I'm a slim dude. Everybody's been telling me they're gonna knock me out. They hit harder than me, and look where I am now. All for the glory of God that I've been here, and I know that I can hang in there with the guys, and you know, I'm just excited to show the world, especially being the first fight. Everybody watches the first fight, so you know, there's pressure there, but hey, I do good under pressure, and my team believes in me, and I believe in myself, so I'm ready for anything that comes forward.
I love that you said that because I was going to tell you that, you know, a lot of people tune right into that first fight, and this is going to be their first opportunity to see you. So it's an opportunity, you know, not only to show up, but show out. And I guess when you look at your record, does this fight go past 4 rounds?
I don't believe it'll make it past 8. But mentally, I'm there. I know he's going to come and fight. And I know he's going to want to come down and do the full 10 rounds. So mentally, I'm going that it's going to go 10 rounds. But I believe, and my team believes, it won't make it past after 8. And we're confident with that. And, you know, I'm ready to rumble. I've never been so ready in my life before.
This will be the first opportunity for a number of people to get an opportunity to see Freddy Rojas. You tell them, what kind of fighter are they going to see Saturday night?
Well, you know, for me, I don't think I'm an awkward fighter, but everybody that fights with me, they always say I'm awkward. So I guess you're going to get an awkward, tall, pressure type of fighter, but that also boxes. So I'm just going to say it's going to be a great fight from both fighters, me and my opponent. But in the end of the day, I'm going to come out with my hands raised on top.
I love that. And so, look, I know we've talked about it earlier. You knock this guy out. I mean, everybody you face, you've knocked out. You're knocking this guy out then Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the plan. God first. You know, we both make it out safe. But I came here to do my job, and I don't get paid to do overtime. So, you know, I got to do what I got to do.
There you go. That's the first fight of the night. You get an opportunity to see this top prospect at 147 pounds. Then we get to the co-main. Originally, this was one of those fights that would start off the night, but now this is the co-main, and you get a former champion, the Iceman, Viktor Postol, 31-4, 12 knockouts against Elvis Rodriguez, 14-1-1. This is a really good fight. Good fight for the simple fact, A, these guys used to train with one another. B, they used to spar with one another. And now they get the opportunity to do it for real, and it's high stakes because both of them want to fight for the world title, and they know they need to win. Elvis, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on fighting your former training mate, guy that you've sparred so many rounds with, and now you need to fight him and get a win if you want to fight for the world title. Give me your thoughts on that. Ben Inoue will do the translation for us.
Tu pensamiento de pelear con alguien que era en el estado tuyo, que tú has aguantado con él y que era campeón mundial.
Bueno, primeramente me siento bien contento de estar aquí el día de hoy, de tener otra oportunidad en un evento como este. Y, ¿qué te digo? Lo que me siento es bastante motivado porque recuerdo de cuando yo empecé que lo conocí a él, que empezamos a guantear y eso, ya él era un boxeador élite, ya había ganado títulos mundiales y yo solamente tenía una pelea. Y estar aquí el día de hoy peleando con él, siendo su contrincante, esto solamente me demuestra que el trabajo duro que he hecho al pasar de los años ha sido bastante bueno y me ha llevado a este nivel.
So firstly, I want to thank PBC and Al Heyman. I'm very thankful for being here. Honestly, I remember when I first got to Wildcard, I had one pro fight, and that's when I started sparring Viktor for the first time. So it's an honor to share the ring with him, and it shows me that hard work and dedication can really can get me here.
Viktor, same question to you. Give the people your thoughts on fighting a guy who, look, you've trained with him, you've sparred with him, now you got to fight him for real, obviously, because you want to be world champion. Again, Alex will do the translation for us.
Ведь тот же вопрос, чего ты ожидаешь от этого, как ты относишься к тому, что вы были, товарищи, спарринговали вместе, проводили много вместе подготовок, и сейчас вам биться друг с другом. Всем доброго дня. Всім добрий день. Я дуже радий бути тут. Мені дуже приємно всіх вас бачити. Перше, що я хочу сказати, всі знають, що в нас в Україні йде війна. Я хочу подякувати нашим Збройним силам, нашим героям за те, що я можу бути тут, займатися своєю справою, боксувати. Те, що ми тренувались разом, те, що ми спарингували разом, так, дійсно так це було. Я допомагав йому, він допомагав мені. І я думаю, буде цікавий поєдинок.
First of all, say hello to everyone and thank you so much for having us here.
Can we get him a mic that doesn't keep cutting out, please?
First of all, I want to say hello to everyone. I'm super happy to be back and happy to see you all here. That's a big opportunity for me. I'm happy to be back on the Showtime. And first of all, as you all know, it's war happening right now in the Ukraine. And first thing I want to say is I'm very grateful to our soldiers that defending our country. And only because of them, I'm allowed to be here and, handle my business and do what I do all my life. And this is boxing and representing Ukraine. So thank you to them and thank you to all the Ukrainian soldiers. Other than that, your question, yes, we helped each other for a very long time. We've been teammates, friends. We were teammates before the fight and friends and I'm pretty sure that we're going to stay the same for after the fight. We spend a lot of time together in the ring. We shared a lot of time together in the training camps, and I think that this is something that will make the fight even more interesting.
Victor, certainly appreciate you talking about your country because in light of everything that's going on there, last time we saw you, you took that defeat to Russell. And I thought it was interesting, at that time, the war had just started. So coming into this fight, considering the long layoff you've had, are you in a better, let's say, mind space coming into this fight against Elvis?
Благодарен тебе, что ты поднял эту тему, что ты сказал о войне. И в прошлый раз, когда ты боксировал, крайний свой поединок против Рассела, война только началась, 2 дня как началась, и ты был очень встревожен, не был сконцентрирован на бою. Сейчас, спустя такое долгое время, значит ли это, что ты в лучшем состоянии, психологически, что ты больше подготовлен и сконцентрирован на поединке?
Так, дійсно, коли почалась війна, це було за 2 дня до мого поєдинку, і ви розумієте, які в мене тоді були емоції, і який мій був стан. І це сказалось на цьому поєдинку. І плюс суддя, я вважаю, що він неправильно зробив, що він зарано остановив поєдинок, зробив рекорд Расселу і попортив рекорд мені. Але зараз я, можна сказати, в безпеці, тому я зараз тренуюсь спокійно, мені нічого не заважає, тому я в гарній формі і я думаю, цей поєдинок буде гарний.
Yeah, of course, as mentioned, the war started probably like 48 hours prior to my last fight, so you can imagine what I've been going through, like all my family, all my relatives, my country, and everything I went through. Now it's, and also I think that still, even though I wasn't really into the fight, I think it was a very bad stoppage, and they just messed up my record, and they try to still build the Russell's record, That's my opinion. And as far as now, I feel safe. Things are getting better back home, and again, I'm thankful that I can do what I'm doing, and I'm concentrated on the fight. Right now, I'm fully concentrated on this fight.
Victor, another question. Why will Saturday be different than the last fight in the ring?
Почему в ринге в эту субботу все будет иначе, чем в прошлом поединке?
Тому що я знаю, що я гарно підготувався. Я знаю, що моя зараз сім'я в безпеці, тому що тоді вона була в небезпеці. Я спокієн, тому я вийду з спокійною душою і буду боксувати, прославляти нашу країну, піднімати наш прапор.
The difference will be that this Saturday night I know that my family is safe, and that's going to be the difference. I'm going to be myself. I'm always fighting as a calm person. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to be collective, and I had a good preparation, and I'll do my best to raise the flag and to represent my country.
Elvis, I think one of the interesting things about this fight is I see the Hall of Famer, Freddy Roach here, your trainer, used to train Victor as well. How does that help you going into this fight? You know him, and you've got a trainer who used to train him, and has he given you some tips going into this fight for Saturday night?
Que dice que una de las cosas más interesantes de esta pelea es que tú tienes a Freddy Roach en tu esquina y Freddy era el entrenador de Victor. ¿Cómo se siente eso y qué te ha dicho Freddy sobre?
Bueno, como cada pelea, siempre mi entrenador y yo, tenemos un plan para cada peleador. Es obvio que a Víctor él lo conoce un poco más porque como ya tú dijiste, hemos entrenado los dos junto con él, pero pienso que también Víctor me conoce a mí, ¿tú me entiendes? Y eso va a hacer la pelea mucho más interesante.
He said, yes, like you said, Freddie knows both of us, and I have my history with him sparring. Ultimately, that just makes the fight more interesting because we both know each other.
Elvis, Tell us why you're going to win Saturday night.
Dile por qué vas a ganar el sábado.
Bueno, pienso que voy a ganar esta pelea porque creo que este ha sido uno de mis mejores campamentos, una de mis mejores preparaciones. Creo que esta es la pelea más importante de mi carrera, la que me va a llevar al siguiente nivel donde quiero llevar, y el sábado por la noche solamente pienso en una victoria.
He says, I think I'm going to win because this has been the best training camp of my life. This is the most important fight of my life, and this fight takes my career to another level. All I'm thinking about on Saturday is the win.
Do you believe Viktor Postol is still an elite fighter?
¿Piensa que Viktor Postol todavía es un peleador elite?
Claro, es un gran peleador, le tengo mucho respeto, pero creo que ya este es mi tiempo, y el sábado por la noche, como dije, a ganar, 100%.
He said, of course, Victor's a tremendous former champion. Nobody's ever dominated him, but this is my time.
Vic, Elvis says this is his time. Seems like you got the odds stacked against you. Young, hungry fighter, and he's got your old trainer in his corner, giving him some of the tricks of the trade when Victor was a world champion. How do you overcome all of that?
Ведь он говорит о том, что сейчас его время. Что ты об этом думаешь? Он молодой, против тебя все ставки. Все ожидают, что ты не сможешь победить в этом бою. Плюс у него твой тренер бывший и так далее. Что ты думаешь?
Ну, по-перше, я хочу подякувати Фредді Роджу, його команді за те, що він був всю підготовку тоді зі мною. І я впевнений, що після цього поєдинку у нас буде змога знову разом попрацювати. І я знаю, що вони, коли в нас буде поєдинок з кимсь другим, вони мені не відкажуть, щоб я з ними тренувався. Але я впевнений в собі, в своїх силах, тому я буду тільки йти до перемоги. Нічого такого. Після поєдинку, я думаю, ми будемо друг друга поважати.
You know, first of all, I wanted to, before you mention it, I wanted to say thank you to Freddy Roach, to my coach, to my team, you know, to Marvin, to everyone. And we always were a team, and I'm pretty sure that after this fight, we're going to get together again. And I have nothing personal in this fight. This is sport. We have to deal in it with in the ring, inside the ring. But for after the fight, we're still the same team, you know, and I'm grateful for them being in my corner for probably like 10 years, 9 years. And we'll get back together for after that. For now, it's just a sport.
Love it. Elvis, we'll wrap it up with this. Thing about you, action fighter, but I love when you do the strumming thing at the end of fights. Will you be strumming that sweet music again Saturday night?
¿Va a estar tocando la guitarra el sábado?
Bueno, creo que sí, que la guitarra está lista para sonar por todo lo alto el sábado por la noche que en Las Vegas. Elvis is in the building.
He said, you know, definitely, the guitar's ready to be strummed. Elvis in the building.
I love it. That's the co-main of the night that comes your way Saturday night here on Showtime Championship Boxing. Now let's get to the main event. Oh, we got two unbeaten fighters. Two guys at lightweight, great division. Division filled with stars, guys who are looking to get right there to the very top, challenge for the world title. And you've got the Ghost, unbeaten. Frank Martin, taking on Artem Harutyunyan. Okay, Ghost. Man, all eyes are on you Saturday night. Can you please let the audience know what is the Ghost? What's the message the Ghost is trying to send to the 135-pound division Saturday night?
Do what Ghost do. I'm a I'm going to do what Ghosts do. I'm going to spook the division.
And tell us how you're going to spook that division.
I'm going to put on a dominant performance. You know, I'm coming out strong. I'm just ready. You know, I'm ready to wake the whole division up. Not looking past Artem, but you know, he just a guy that's in the way of me getting those big fights. You know, I want the big names, you know, and it's anybody. You know, I stay in the gym, you know. I'm getting better and better, so I'm ready for all those top names, you know, so I got to get Artem up out of there, and I'm going to do it in a spectacular fashion. I want a stoppage, so I'm gonna get a stoppage.
I thought it was interesting that he talked about this is going to be his U.S. debut. Obviously, first time on television here in the States, and he said, I'm the one who has to make an impression to the boxing public, and what better impression than it is to take out a guy who's unbeaten and supposedly be one of the top contenders at 135. He said, I feel like I have a wow effect coming to fight in Las Vegas, and when I'm done Saturday night, it's the boxing public who's going to say wow about Artem, was his quote. Your response to that?
Well, they're going to say, wow, he got his ass knocked out. Because I'm coming for, like, I just want to put on a dominant performance, you know. I'm ready for whatever he got. You know, he's a come-forward fighter. You know, he tried to switch it up kind of awkward, but, you know, we're going to be ready for whatever, you know, and if he come in pressing or, you know, being too aggressive, it's a man down.
It's interesting, man down, because you fall under that promotion of Errol Spence Jr. This is almost like the opening for what is going to be one heck of a couple of weeks, because obviously your promoter has one of the biggest fights on this planet in a couple of weeks. How much are you looking forward to kind of setting things off here? Because this is going to be the beginning of 2 weeks of what's going to be really big for the sport of boxing.
I'm going to go in and do my thing and hand the baton off, you know, hand it to E, you know, put on my performance, you know, and just hand the baton off to him.
Where, in your opinion, is Frank Martin when you talk about 135? Because, you know, obviously there's an undisputed champion there, too. Whether or not he moves up remains to be seen. But you have an undisputed champion there. You have a guy named Gervonta Tank Davis there. You have a guy named Shakur Stevenson there. Where's Frank Martin when you talk about those guys? And is Frank Martin ready to tangle with those guys?
I feel like Frank Martin is there, you know. So I feel like I'm there, man. I'm ready for him. You know, I'm ready for the Gervonta Davises, the Shakur Stevensons. You know, I'm right there with them. You know, I'm ready. Yeah. You know, I don't train, be in the gym day in and day out to not be ready for those guys. You know, so if you know them opportunities present themselves, I'm ready to, you know, take them on.
Is part of Saturday trying to show them, as you talk about a dominant performance, to say, I know you guys have been talking about each other, Frank Martin's here as well?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I got to go out there and do my thing come fight night, but I feel like I'm still not gonna get exactly, you know, like, oh, they're gonna be like, oh, who did he fight? You know, the guy's a bronze medalist, you know, and there's a lot of people not respecting the guy because like they don't know who he is, you know, but. You know, rather him being a gold medalist, a bronze medalist, a silver medalist, you know, I'm going in to dominate. But I just feel like they still gonna try to discredit me for this fight right here, but I'm gonna go out and still do what I gotta do.
Can you give us a sense of what your camp has been like? Because you got a person of your talent, then next to you, you've got the unified welterweight champion of the world in Errol Spence Jr. And then you look over here, now all of a sudden you've got Anthony Joshua with you. Oh, and to your right, now you've got Ryan Garcia. And by the way, you're being trained by the best trainer in boxing. What is that camp like every day?
It's crazy, you know, everybody in there working. You know, it's a lot of energy to feed off of in the gym now. So it's been energy to feed off, but now, you know, it's like everybody got fight dates, everybody working hard. And, you know, we all just been locked in and feeding off of each other. So it's been dope having everybody in the gym and actually being having Arrow there at the gym and, you know, all of the other guys, too. You know, I feel like we feed off each other, you know, so it's dope to have that atmosphere.
And not to mention our guy, Jermell Charlo, another undisputed champion as well in this stable. All right, so I got to ask you, because in a couple of weeks, your promoter's fighting.
Yeah.
Can you give the people some insight? In your opinion, obviously you're biased, why do you believe Errol Spence Jr. will win that fight?
He's a big fish, you know. He a dog, you know. EJ is a dog, you know. He work hard, you know, day in, day out. You know, he don't need a date to, you know, be in the gym. So, man, he just that guy.
And I understand that, but I'm sure Terrence Crawford is saying, I work hard too.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was undisputed champion at 140, and I've knocked everybody out at 147.
They ain't Errol Spence Jr. You know, those guys ain't Errol Spence Jr. You know, Terrence is a good fighter, you know, but I feel like this fight is going to boil down to who just, like, can figure who out in that fight. And, you know, with our coach that we got, Derrick James, you know, we always got a backup plan for everything. So figuring anybody out ain't nothing to us.
We'll wrap it up with this. For the people who will turn on Showtime Championship Boxing on Saturday night, for the people who will come out here to Las Vegas, a city that's on fire right now, so much going on in this city, pay their money, walk into the Chelsea, what can you guarantee that they're going to get when they see the ghost Frank Martin step into the ring Saturday night?
They're gonna be like, yeah, that's him. He is him, you know. So they're gonna see a beast, you know. They're gonna see some speed, some power, great defense, you know, a guy not get hit, you know. So they're gonna see everything come Saturday night. I'm gonna show them everything.
There you have it, folks. And again, it all goes down here at the Chelsea, here at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. It's Saturday night, 10 o'clock Eastern. That is 7 o'clock Pacific time here. It is a triple header of fights that comes your way here on Showtime Championship Boxing. Promoted by Man Down Promotions, TGB Promotions. Ticketmaster.com is where you can get your tickets. All of this is brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. Again, we'll begin the night with welterweights. You're going to see the unbeaten Freddy Rojas taking on Mexico's Diego Sanchez. That'll be the first fight of the night. Then we get to the co-main, and you get the former world champion there, the Iceman himself, Viktor Postol, taking on Elvis Rodriguez. That's the co-main, and of course, a battle of unbeatens in the main event as Artem Harutyunyan taking on the ghost, the unbeaten Frank Martin. Listen, it's going to be one heck of a night. Certainly want to thank everybody for tuning in. Gentlemen, we're going to have a little face-off here and get you guys the face-off. Thank you. I'm Brian Custer. Thanks for tuning in. fight card. Everybody, we'll see you at the Chelsea Saturday night and on Showtime Championship Boxing.
Wilt Chamberlain invented the world-famous, photogenic, black millionaire basketball player.
Everything about Wilt was excessive.
He knew everything and all things about anything.
Wilt was a Renaissance man.
He was the first rock and roll superstar in basketball.
The statistics he put up, score 100 points in a basketball game.
Average 50 points a game. That's video game shit, man.
The amount of women that he may or may not have vetted. Wilt did always like to put up numbers.
My guess is you have certain preconceptions about me. My guess is, too, that you're wrong.
100%, they changed the rules in college and the pros to limit Wilt Chamberlain.
After Martin Luther King's assassination, Wilt realized I can make a difference.
Perhaps more than any athlete, he understood how to leverage his power. The impact of his efforts benefited everybody.
He had so many relationships that could only develop this far.
Just a very complicated person, just about always lonely.
He was always on trial.
The idea to have the giant be beaten these times, a lot of people love that.
No one loved Goliath.
People looked at Wilt Chamberlain as though he was a freak.
By golly.
Goliath is not supposed to lose.
I think he is one of the most misunderstood people that I've ever seen.
Goliath, only on Showtime, streaming with Paramount Plus.
One of boxing's brightest young phenoms is one of the most feared fighters in the lightweight division.
The undefeated Frank the Ghost Martin. His power is real.
Down again, and the fight is over.
Now, the Ghost looks to prove the hype is real and stay undefeated. Frank Martin versus Artem Harutyunyan, live on Showtime.